Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at a new ham radio that I'm testing out. It's the AnyTone AT778VU dual band transceiver. Alright, well, thanks for coming back. I'm going to show you this radio today. This is a radio I've been testing out. Basically what it's going to do is replace this little guy in my portable Go kit, which is over to the right that way. I have it all connected because I hate turning on radios without an antenna on them. Just in case I hit transmit, I don't want to blow the finals. Anyway, you remember this radio from a while back. This is a little 10-watt Leixen FM transceiver, and it's a dual bander. And it's going to basically get set up here in my work area out here because I want to have an area that's kind of off-grid, emergency, ready to go out here. Instead of we're inside when I have to run cables and connect stuff, this will be good for short power outages and stuff like that. Long term, you know, if it's going to be out a day or two, I'd connect all my stuff to solar and we'd be fine. But I'm going to set this up out here. So this little guy's going to live out in the garage here, and I'm going to get an antenna. We're going to do a video on that one too. Anyway, this is a new radio from AnyTone. They've been out for, I don't know, about 6 months now. I'm going to turn it on. It's got my call sign when it turns on. All right, so we're zoomed in. This will make it a little easier for me to show you some of the features on it. But first of all, I want to give you some information on it. It's a 25, 15, and 5-watt radio. The power levels are 25 high power, 15 medium, 5 low. It's got a color screen. I really like the color screen. That is a nice looking screen. It features the CTCS, which is your tone, your digital code squelch, the DCS, 200 memory channels. It's narrowband compliant. It's got a lighted keypad, built-in speaker, and the speaker is actually decent. Built-in cooling fan, it says. I don't see it anywhere on here. I see no cooling fan on this radio. And it does get a little warm when transmitting, but not bad. That's this. I'm just reading from the information. It says it has a fan. I haven't seen one. It weighs about a pound and 1.32 pounds. 7.8 inches by 6.7 inches by 3.4 thickness. And like I said, it's got the 200 memory channels. So it's a nice little radio for the money. I believe these run about $120, $114. So they're not expensive either. The big difference I noticed in this radio compared to this radio is that this actually feels like a mobile rig. If you bought a Yaesu or an ICOM or any of those type of radios, you know what I'm talking about. This kind of feels like plastic CB radio. And don't get me wrong, I've used this for events. It's worked very well. This thing actually feels like a mobile rig, you know? It's got the aluminum alloy chassis. It's really well made. So we're going to show you some of the functions. I don't know if I'm going to have to disconnect the antenna and zoom in a little because right now I have the door open. There's too much light. So give me a minute and we'll be right back. All right, we're right up close on the radio so I can actually show you stuff. You have a dual purpose function button here. If you push it and hold it, your function channel will come up. And this helps you set everything. It'll help set your hand key buttons if you want to change your predetermined buttons on there. This is your channel menu for programming in your offsets and repeaters and all that. Your mini key are these little keys on the side here. A and B buttons on there and up top. You can't really see them that well. Your hand key is your microphone, and it does that stuff. So let's exit out of that. But also the purpose of the function is to do this. These are your buttons. Your P5 is Squelch. That's your volume. One of the complaints I have in this radio is that your volume, setting your volume is a two-step process. You want to change the volume, you've got to hit the volume. It's at 24 here. And go up or down. It doesn't just go. Okay? So, you know, not the end of the world. Not horrible. Another one is your Squelch up here. So I can hit that and I can set my Squelch to 5 or 6 like you see in the video there. Okay? But the function button will change the purpose of these buttons. So I hit that and now, let's see. There. So this is your tone. The what is it? CTD. I'm having a hard time looking through the monitor. This is your power levels. So we're on high power here. You can go to medium or low. We're going to keep it on high power for that repeater. Okay. This is your direction. Now this is neat. Let's say you got to install this radio upside down. You can. Okay? Kind of neat. And you can put it back the other way. So if you got to install this in your car and you got to put it, like that instead of like this, you can flip the screen. Make sure that's in camera there. And you have an A/B button here. Let me move that up on your thing. So you can control pretty much everything on this radio. There's your B band, which is my 440 repeater around here. And your A band, which is our 2-meter repeater around here. So you kind of can control a lot of stuff from this. The Dtmf function, for those that don't know, for those of you hams that don't know, maybe new hams that are watching the channel, Dtmf is kind of like your telephone buttons. When you push them, they make a noise, like you're dialing. What it's used for is for functions on repeaters. Say I want a repeater to shut down. I key up an IID on my microphone, and my code might be, let's see, 0787. And it beeps like a telephone over the air, and it shuts the repeater down. It's also used for auto patches when you're making a phone call. This you have to program your DTMFs in. You can't do it just manually. You can't just hit the button and start dialing. A little bit of a kind of a bummer, but not the end of the world. This is your monitor button on this side, so if you want to take off the squelch, I can hear everything that's going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a simplex frequency. And this is by the way, this is the VFO channel here. My B channel is VFO. And my A channel is all of my memories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look around here for a simplex frequency. And when I get that and get that set up, we are going to, I see what I'm doing. I'm moving in the wrong direction. When we get that set up, I'm going to show you what it sounds like, because I'm going to talk on my radio in another room and you can hear it. All right, I'm going to walk far enough away where you won't hear my voice on the microphone. You will just hear it through the radio, and we're going to see what it sounds like. I have it on our local simplex frequency here, so give me a minute and I'll be right back.
This is W6UTC testing out my radio. Can anybody hear me on this frequency? W6UTC. All right, hello everybody. This is W6UTC. One last test of the radio, and we're out of here.
All right, so you get a little bit of the sound. It is a bottom firing speaker, so that test was a little bit unfair. But let me tell you something. The sound on this radio is really, really nice. I'm going to put it on monitor just so you can kind of hear it. It's a lot clearer and louder than the Leixen that I had before. And don't get me wrong, the Leixen's pretty nice. Let me back out here so you can actually see what I'm doing. The Leixen is actually a pretty nice radio, but the volume is far superior on this one. So anyway, that is the AnyTone mobile radio. It's the AT778VU. It is a very lightweight, sort of low power, medium power, decent rig for your vehicle. If you're just getting started out into ham radio, something like this is awesome. No problems using it so far. I'm going to test it out further, and eventually it's going to live on my power box there. I've already put the mounts for it on top. So this is going to be my new Go Bag, Go Kit radio for ham radio stuff for emergency services. And it's going to be replacing this one, and this guy's going to live out here on my rack. We'll do a whole video when I install that one, so don't forget to keep checking back on that. But anyway, I'm pretty pleased with this so far. Again, we will go in depth with it. We'll actually do some more testing with it. I've had it for about a week now, and I've run into absolutely nothing other than the DTMF and the volume, having to change the volume with 2 buttons, that really have given me any kind of pause with it. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.